In this episode, we sit down with Jon Chi, singer-songwriter, band leader, and beloved community builder.
I think something that really holds true for me in life is like if you're willing to share some of your vulnerabilities, that's where your deeper relationships grow from. And that, to me, it's one and the same with music. Trying to pretend like you have everything down perfectly, that kind of blocks off connection. Being able to get on stage and be vulnerable with the people and frankly, to be able to feel safe to do that with people. And that's one of the beautiful things about just the improv spirit around here. Everyone just wants to kind of stay in the flow. And I think that's like a wonderful thing. And I do think that's a reason why like this particular music scene, to me, one of the reasons it's so beautiful.
Jon Chi, welcome to Only in the Green Room.
Hey, thank you.
Man, well, first of all, you're our first guest under the new banner of Only in the Green Room. So we will always have that together.
Okay, so if the rebrand flops, I'll
it's going to be your fault.
I'll take the blame.
Yeah, but no better time to do this. And we've been kind of circling each other's orbits a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been following your music. You've been saying, who is this guy? And no better time to do it than on your birthday.
Yeah. It's a
Happy
good day.
birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you so
Happy
much.
birthday.
Yes.
It's the best way to celebrate.
Yeah, and you've had a few birthday shows in the past, correct?
Yeah. I was just talking with Andrew backstage about this is the fourth one we've done in a row. They've all been great.
All right. Any at Sweetwater?
Yeah, the last three.
Last three
Yeah,
at
it's
Sweetwater.
kind
wow.
of a tradition, and they're always super fun nights.
It's a fabulous thing. And all the people in that room that are going to play with you is very impressive.
I'm so fortunate. It's one of the reasons I love these nights is I have so many amazing friends who are great musicians and just fun people to be around, and it's kind of like a birthday celebration, but a celebration of our community too. So it's just I have such a blast on these nights.
Absolutely. That harkens me to talk about a text message you and I had when we were getting ready for this.
Yeah.
And we're trying to talk about, should I do it myself? Could I bring other people in? How does the format go, et cetera? And I said no, people will pop in, but we want to do you first. And you responded, I'm going to read it because I thought it was amazing. And he said, fun. And then you followed, I want to talk about how much I love everyone. I just thought that was amazing. And you followed that with, how amazing is this community? How lucky am I to have stumbled into it?
Yeah.
And to me, that says a lot about your music and about the community itself. But because I think your music comes from a place of love in many respects. But I want you to elaborate a bit about how, in fact, did you stumble onto this community?
Oh, well, I think a lot of it, I'd played with, Jeremy and JP and Jordan a lot back in the day. And then I kind of moved away. I was in LA for a while and back on the East Coast. And when I came back in, I kind of plugged in a little bit to the Terrapin scene, which has just spawned so many great relationships and great collaborations. And that honestly was like the spot where my world started expanding a lot more in terms of all the collaborations and people I get to play with. And I love that you made the connection between, the sense of community and the great relationships that everyone have and the music, because they really are intertwined. For me, it really is about sending out joy and sharing that with the people on stage and the people in the audience. Our scene is really healthy for that. It's like musicians want to support each other. We want to lift each other up. It's just like a really supportive, collaborative community. Just super lucky to be a part of it.
I think it's important too because we over the past 3 years we've interviewed probably everyone almost that went through the Terrapin, right? That started there, built all those relationships that are obviously lasting and nourishing. They're like flourishing now. But when did you start? Like when was the impetus, I guess, of the Terrapin for you?
Well, it just was when I moved back here. So many of my friends were playing there, and I love the Grateful Dead's music. I love improvisational music. So it really was just from prior relationships, and then kind of starting to do gigs there, and it was just different people every time. So it just kind of really expanded my world in a great way.
Beautiful. And you grew up in Massachusetts?
I did.
Where in
I
Massachusetts?
grew up in Athol, Massachusetts, a small mill town.
Okay, so we're very familiar with Massachusetts. Yeah.
Lennox, Massachusetts.
Lennox, Massachusetts?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We'll get back
Yeah,
to that.
the whole masshole thing does not apply to you.
Not at all. Not at all. I would have never guessed.
It's come off in layers over the years. I think I've been out here for a while. So
And you went to and the Berklee School of Music as well.
yeah.
Yeah. And I just learned reading somewhere that you and JP were classmates there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. JP, on my very first day at Berklee, we were in a guitar class together, and he's a fantastic guitar player, by the way. Most people don't know that. He's such a great bass player, but he really can play the guitar. And the teacher puts a chart down in front of us, and it kind of looks like hieroglyphics to me. I wasn't a very good reader. I still am not. And he was like, someone just take this and play like a walking bass line with some chords, and I'm going to demonstrate some improv ideas. And, we're all looking around at each other like nervously, and who's going to do this? And out of the corner comes this beautiful comping, and it's JP. I saw him at the elevator leaving the class, and I was like, hey man, that was great. And he did not give himself as good of reviews. He's like, I bombed.
He's very humble.
Yeah. And I just right away, I was like, I got to play with this guy. So literally that night we were jamming in my apartment and played in a band all through Berklee.
So you started piano, and then was it Berklee? When did you start?
Yeah, I
guitar?
played piano when I was very young, and I didn't pick up a guitar and learn to play it till I was 18. Yeah.
I want to say JP is John Paul McLean.
That's right.
I don't think we said it.
Yeah.
Bass player for Melvin Seals JGB, among
right.
others, right?
Yep.
And certainly a big part of our community here.
Totally.
Playing with everybody. And he is humble. He's
is
a humble
very
man.
humble.
He's soft-spoken,
Yeah.
shy, I guess I would say. He always says, I won't have anything to say to you. But a couple of things he said to us have been just amazing. And I'm going to say one of them because it fits. He said, if I could just play out in the backyard amongst friends, that would make me the happiest. And that's the kind of guy he is, right?
There's another thing, those private shows, like in backyard there. Do you enjoy those? Is that cool for you to do, or how do you
This
compare
is the best for me, just being outside on, on
Yeah.
an afternoon, a
Chill.
warm summer day, and
Yeah.
it's kind of chilly with the wind today.
Yeah.
But yeah, playing in
Yeah.
a backyard, if I could just do that for the rest of my life, I'd be happy.
Isn't that great?
Oh, that's a beautiful thing to say
Aw.
right there. I like
really
that.
is.
Deeply genuine person. Like he's got a heart of gold, and that comes through in the way he plays. He's like a very generous player. Like he's one of those people that if you play something that's sort of off, he does something that makes it make sense somehow. Yeah, just a wonderful guy.
That's good because, he doesn't want to interview too long with us. So we're just going to talk about him now.
We'll get him.
We'll get him that way, right?
We'll get him on
He's
beat.
become a friend, and we love hearing him play. So what do you got?
Well, I was just thinking, it's your birthday. This is did you say the fourth year in a row?
Yeah, the fourth one in a row. Yeah,
And you said you want to talk about love, and you want to talk about the people in your life. So,
sure.
tell us a little bit about that, like kind of,
Sure.
your journey.
Yeah, I mean,
From COVID, I think it probably a lot of it started there.
Yeah, well, I think that like in that time, COVID certainly was part of it, where everyone missed live music, right? No matter who you talk to, one of the things that they would say is, I miss live music. And we started kind of, as things slowly opened up, we did a lot of backyard parties, and just the level of appreciation from people who were there enjoying it, and the musicians ourselves, our appreciation just to be able to play in any circumstance and collaborate was sky high, and everyone really needed that. And I think the whole music scene got a huge boost coming out of that, and we've ridden that wave for a while. But now with as screens and AI and all of these things pull people deeper away from each other. It's like being at a live show. Like we all know this. I mean, this is why you guys do this. It's like music is such a great unifier. And I think during that time, the thing that's clicked for me more than ever is like, I would rather make a bunch of mistakes on stage and stay in a state of being very open to connect with people than to kind of pull inward and really just focus on well, you don't want to focus on yourself only, but just focus on the execution, so to speak, right? It's sort of like being very open to everyone on stage and to people in the audience. That's like a really important thing to me now.
Interacting and being present.
Yeah.
So many people have talking about that because we do so many jam band artists, and others as well. But actually, all of them, they say that's where the magic happens.
That's
it's
right.
kind of where those mistakes or vulnerability.
The more contrived, it's like, right? It's like that's all.
You know,
humanism.
I just saw, I don't know where I saw this, probably on frickin' Instagram or something. I saw something talking about how interesting it is in the music world for musicians that the thing that makes the money, I mean, let's be honest, is the touring and the shows, right?
Right.
But the thing that everybody is kind of hung up on is the recording of the music.
Right.
And so it's interesting, right? Because everybody focuses on the exactness of making a record. Not everybody, but people do.
Sure.
And yet, and you put a lot of money into that. Actually, I know how much time and money it takes to record a record. You've done 3 at least that I know of.
Yeah. Under my own name, I've done 3.
Yeah. And then you go to the other side and where the money is being made, and I don't know, it's just a weird.
And then there's the joy, right?
Yeah, there's the joy of it.
Yeah. They're very different things, and I think no matter what, even when I see you see these headlines, I don't. It's like I almost don't want to open up the articles where they tell you there are these AI generated songs getting on the chart, and it. It breaks my heart on one hand, and it just feels so wrong to me.
But do you really feel like it could ever really replace? I mean, think about the vibe and the feeling you get when you go and you listen to live music, and it is like, right? Do you really think they could
that's exactly
replicate that? I don't.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I wanted to get to, is that even if that's happening with recorded music, how are you ever going to replace live music, right? We need it more than ever.
Right.
Right. And
It's become more important.
That's right. And you see people getting in that space and being connected and getting everyone feeling the same vibe in a room. And there are very few places that's happening now.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well, it feels like that doesn't feel like the case because here we have so much, right? We're so fortunate.
Correct.
I guess they could go with avatars. I mean, I saw something where they were doing avatars and playing.
Let's not even go
It's
there.
just awful.
I want to talk about yoga.
I've mentioned one thing that Dennis said, because I think you nailed it with the word vulnerable, and that I think something that really holds true for me in life is like if you're willing to share some of your vulnerabilities, that's where your deeper relationships grow from. And that, to me, it's one and the same with music, right? Trying to pretend like you have everything down perfectly, or like you say, have a contrived presentation, that kind of blocks off connection, and being able to get on stage and be vulnerable with the people you're around, and frankly, to be able to feel safe to do that with people. And that's one of the beautiful things about just the improv spirit around here is, people aren't frowning at you for a mistake. Everyone just wants to kind of stay in the flow. And I think that's like a wonderful thing. And I do think that's a reason why, like, this particular music scene, to me, one of the reasons it's so beautiful. I mean, people are so accepting of each other, but like all the people who are here tonight, like, really value being considerate as people, as musicians for sure, but also as people, like being down to earth, understanding, compassionate, considerate people. It's why I love these nights when it's a big community gathering, because everywhere you turn, there's someone who's just like an awesome person.
That's awesome.
That's so true. Yeah.
That's really,
Well said. Drop the mic.
And just the fact that you recognize that, right? That you recognize that, because
on,
I'm
Steph.
deeply
you're part
grateful
of
for it. Deeply
Steph,
grateful.
we're gonna put Stephanie Salva.
Stephanie
sit down.
Salva in the
Yeah.
house.
All right. We have something.
It's real.
It's real. It also fell on the ground. So, but yeah, no, that's not right. Stephanie, hi, introduce yourself. I just did, but welcome to Only in the Green Room. Thank you. Yeah. I'm so happy to have you. Well,
Did you remember to turn her
I
button
did.
on?
I turned the mic
Yeah.
on.
Did you?
I turned the mic
I
on.
would
You-
have
you
been blamed
were
for that.
supposed to
I would have been
remember.
so blamed for that.
You guys weren't even looking. Yeah. You don't have to pick it up, but you can maybe get. Or you can. It's kind of fun. We're all holding the mics here. I'm glad you walked in. Well, we're all over the place, which is where we are. You want to talk about yoga?
No,
And-
no, right. That
All right,
moment
now,
passed.
I'm
The moment
gonna
passed. We'll
get
talk about it later.
Stephanie. I'm gonna get, because this is important that you're here, but just to be here in general, and it reminded me of something. But yoga. Tammy brought up yoga, just a non sequitur, as we say in the law.
Yeah.
So when I first saw you play, I think it was about 3 years ago. It was right around the time we were starting the podcast, and I stumbled. I went into
You were at Perry's.
no, not
or-
Perry's. It was 19 Broadway,
Broadway.
or maybe Max. And
Yeah,
at
it's
the
called
time-
Max now.
It's Max. I think it might have been 19 Broadway then, possibly. And I walked in, and I don't know if it was a dead night or not, but you were on stage with your hat and you and playing Dead covers, and it was amazing. But I looked at the audience, and it didn't seem like the traditional Dead audience, if I could, cast a wide net of what the Dead audience looks like. And I called Tammy. I said, "There's this cool dude playing Grateful Dead music I've never seen, but the Yoga Mafia is here. How did the Yoga Mafia get into it?" So, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I have that's a community that I'm lucky to be part of. And yeah, I go to a place called Now Yoga in Corte Madera, and it's hot. It's like 104 degrees in there. And it's definitely, it checks a lot of boxes for me, right? It's physically a very healthy thing to do. There's a strong spiritual element to it. And because I've been practicing there for a number of years, I've gotten to know a lot of people. And it's a similar thing to getting to know people at shows or getting to know people through playing with them, that you're in kind of a state of like kind of trying to zen out or like get to a healthy place or just kind of get to a more positive state. So you end up interacting with people on a deeper level. And then the woman who she's no longer the owner, but her name's Susan Hauser. She's a huge music fan. Her son's a great drummer named West Hauser in a great band called Where's West. And they've played with us before, but they're doing great right now. I think they're on Universal. But I connected with him through that, and Maddie Mishna plays in his.
Oh
band,
yeah, we know Maddie.
Who's friends with Bob and everything,
Yeah.
and just a terrific musician, and all the guys in that band are great. So I connected with her through music with Susan, and during class, all of a sudden she'd start blasting some of my songs.
I knew there was a connection.
So
that's great.
that kind of piqued the interests of people, and just more and more folks from that community have come out, and the music in there is like kind of dance music, and I don't know if it necessarily inspired, but I did like a 2-year residency at Max, and we would play a fair number of Dead songs, play my originals, but we would kind of mash up. We'd put like Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees in the middle of Slipknot, or like we have a Casey Jones To Walk on the Wild Side, or we played like a Biggie song in the middle of Breadbox. Just things that are kind of out of the ordinary, but also I think part of it subconsciously maybe for me was at that time there were just so many Dead nights, which we're very, very lucky to have. But at a certain point, COVID, everything was packed, and then it started kind of dissipating to a certain degree. There are certain amazing, wonderful people who are huge music fans, but they can only go to so many shows a week, and it was sort of like, I love this music, but how do we put a different spin on it? How do we tweak it to be our own and have something where you're not kind of vying for the same person to come out to their like 5th show that week. So I think that got our audience to be a little more diverse as well.
It just says a lot about not only mashing up the songs, but mashing up the audience.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And the people,
That's
and the
right.
community, because maybe the yoga crew.
Yeah, I
wasn't-
was shocked that when you
Well,
sent me
maybe
this video, I'm like,
Yeah, maybe the yoga crew is not going to hang out with the quote unquote Dead crew, but they did, and they are, or they they start coming to the same places and
For
enjoying
sure.
the same music and opening the eyes to each other.
Totally. There are definitely people from that community love the dead now who did it before.
There you
didn't
go.
really-
Yeah,
didn't
it's
really
called
know.
intersecting.
It's called intersecting.
Yes.
And,
Intersecting. That's it.
and I also think it's just I've seen tons over the years of new relationships form. Like to your point,
Yeah.
with people from like slightly different
Yeah.
communities, and that's just such an awesome thing to be part of.
Boy, do we need that, right?
Yeah, we do.
We need that. Okay, first we're going to start with Stephanie. You have to tell her that you love her.
Ah, yeah, that is true. I love you. Thank you so much.
This has been a theme. Stephanie, we're so glad to have you. And what reminded me, first thing I thought of when you walked in, again, back to the beginning of the podcast, we were at the Days Between.
Oh, yeah.
In Laytonville.
Oh yeah.
And we interviewed, it was our the Woman Are Smarter
That's
of the
right.
podcast. And we interviewed Lisa Mackey
Yep.
from Dark
a
Star
long time
Orchestra
ago.
Dark Star.
and Sunshine,
Sunshine Girls, yeah.
Becker Garcia, or Garcia Becker, and the two Lady Fingers from Jerry's
Right.
Little
That's
Fingers.
the year we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Lisa
right.
Marlsberger and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
and
great.
Helena.
So,
Yeah.
okay, and that's like we had just met them, but I'll never forget the set all you ladies did together.
Oh, it was so powerful.
I mean, and that was Sunshine was really trying to get
Yeah.
the ladies to,
We had been talking about something like that for like a long time.
yeah.
I've wanted to have like the Cherry Garcias for like years and years, and then she just took it and like she just made
Yeah.
it happen, which
So-
was amazing.
I just saw a clip of that the other when I was going through all the videos. I saw that.
It was
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Midnight
It was
Moonlight.
really good.
It was
Midnight-
amazing.
oh, yeah, that
And
Midnight
it
Moonlight was
it
amazing.
Zach who-
It was Zach Nugent.
Zach,
Yeah.
Zach
So
Nugent.
good.
Yeah. And so I think at that time I said, Stephanie, we're just starting this thing. I want to get you on the show. So it took 3+ years, but whatever. Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, so
yeah.
what are you up to?
Sweetwater.
Yeah.
Just I have my husband and I have our project Tumbleweed Soul,
Yes.
which we had our full band with Greg Anton and Mookie or Danny Eisenberg sometimes, and Mike DePiero, and then there was some accidents and some people getting hit on bikes and shoulder surgeries, and all of a sudden it was like, well, there went the band. So we've been playing as a duo a lot.
And that's Adam?
Yeah, Adam
Yes.
Walsh, and
Adam Walsh.
we got a new trio going now. They're calling us Tumbleweed Soul Trio, but it's like totally different band in music. We're doing like all old timey Americana stuff. We're opening for Dave Nelson Band on New Year's at the River Theater.
Oh, the River
Yeah,
Theater.
so that'll be fun.
We've been
And
there.
that-
Yeah.
we did David Nelson
did
at the
David
River
Nelson.
Theater a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
An
and then
experience.
been playing with him and at the Hot Monk, and I went to Chicago this summer with Joe Marcinek and Melvin Seals and the
Nice.
Disco Biscuit guys, and
Fabulous.
played my first hometown show.
Yes, which is
Which was,
where?
It was at Chicago.
Chicago's your
Yeah.
hometown. Did
Yeah.
you go to Garcia's or no? They
We
weren't-
didn't make
No,
it there.
okay.
No, we didn't have time. We had a lot to do.
You got to get there. That's an amazing venue.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we played at the Garcias in New York.
Yeah.
At the Capitol with the Rock Collection.
Wow.
So,
Very
and then we have a Rock Collection gig hopefully coming up at the end of January. So cross your fingers.
Yeah, I am. I'm
That
just so-
all the cats can be herded for that.
not
Absolutely.
easy. How is it hurting the cats, John? Getting all these folks here tonight. It's amazing.
It's honestly, it's pretty smooth. Like I said before, people, I think we all value being really considerate and thoughtful and communicating well with each other. So it's actually isn't that hard.
Yeah.
And people are willing just to plug in and play whatever role. Hopefully, everyone gets to shine at their different moments. Stephanie for sure. Yeah, we just played together for the first time. I think it was in August.
Yeah, it was
right?
not that long
Or
ago.
It was in the summer.
Yeah,
And it
that
was
for the
was-
first
it
time.
just totally clicked. It was like, oh wow,
amazing.
this is
Yeah.
awesome. I really hadn't. I'd maybe seen you like a couple times, but I really didn't know his music or anything. And yeah, it was good.
How often
It's a
does that
good match.
happen? Like when you there's really truly that like that bond, that click. That just does it happen often?
I mean,
With this group, yes, I think
Okay.
because everyone
Yeah.
is like, we show up and you get to know each other during sound check, and usually things
Yeah.
click pretty
It's like
quick.
speed dating.
yeah.
Was
Yeah,
that
just
up
dating.
at Sebastopol where you guys played the?
The Hot Monk
it
was our
at the
first show,
Hot
right?
Monk, and it was with Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Right, yeah,
I was
Sunshine.
there. I was there.
Who I
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
that
much
was-
wanted. She wanted to be here tonight too, but
bet.
it couldn't happen. But it will happen again. Yeah, it was. I hadn't heard Stephanie before. I'd seen your name around a bunch, and Sunshine really wanted to get. I mean, she knows those harmonies inside and out. You do too.
Yeah, yeah.
But she wanted to kind of get in the nitty gritty. She's like, this one,
Well-
you could kind of feel she wasn't sure how a certain section was going to go to a song. We started with that, and just landed right away so well.
Yeah.
And I've told people since then, I'm like, Stephanie, her pitch is so dead. It's like Alison Krauss or someone where it's like so dead on that it's
Oh my
almost like
gosh.
having a tuner up there with you. Because I'm like, if it's
It's all those
clashing,
nuns
not-
yelling at you
love
to sing the
that.
right notes.
A high frequency. Tell us who else is playing with you tonight, just in case they don't pop in.
Let's see,
Yeah.
the band that will be on stage most of the night is Sean Nelson on drums, Angeline Saris will be playing bass, Jordan Feinstein on keyboards. We have Mingo Lewis Jr. on percussion, who's amazing. And then we have on horns, we have Patrick Byers, Natalie John, and Andrew Farron.
That was a test, and you passed.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Yeah, right?
I was like, wow, I didn't expect that many.
And then who's going to guess? Stephanie? She'll be up there a bunch. Elliot will come up a bunch.
Elliot
Which
Peck.
I'm really excited about because, like we were saying, so Elliot and I and Sunshine, we like Stu Allen uses us all, but never together.
Never together.
Is this the
So-
first time together?
Elliot and I sang together like a couple songs at a China Dolls gig here,
Yeah,
but we've never really like gotten to
yeah. Cool.
do a show. Yeah, so
That's
we're
gonna
both
be fun.
excited about that.
Now known as
That's awesome.
American Beauties.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
I
Changed
like
the name.
that.
Like us, they changed.
Those are both good names.
Yeah, I wonder where they got it.
Yeah, definitely.
Where do those names
I
come from?
know. And so, John, I'm just bouncing around here, but the whole jam bands. I mean, I know you're beyond that. Or not beyond it. You are more than that. You're more than Grateful Dead. You have your solo stuff, but you do harken back. I think I read somewhere that it was Widespread Panic that got you into the.
Yeah. That was actually my first jam band show.
Really?
Was Widespread Panic at the Warfield. My wife took me.
Wow. What year was that?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That
when
was
was
in
it?
like
90?
90 something?
94?
Yeah, were they
94?
touring with like Blues Travel, or was it Blues?
No, they're still going.
No, am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Like
It's
Widespread
okay.
Panic and Blues Travel? No.
So that's
we can
Mikey
make
was still
mistakes.
alive.
Mikey was alive, and I just remember hearing just a style of music that was completely new to me, and it blew me away.
Yeah.
And of course, there's this like magnificent looking bass player with the fan blowing in the air, just throwing it down.
Who so happens to be on your record?
Yeah, who ended
Oh,
up
really?
who ended up playing on my last record, and I
That's so cool.
yeah, my good friend Inks, who's a great drummer, and who was around here for a long time, just a huge part of this community, and just a wonderful, wonderful human. He's down in LA now, and his house unfortunately burned down in the Altadena fire. A lot of us, out of that, he wanted to put together an album, which I think he's wanted to do for a long time. And he just rallied people from like the Mickey Hart Band and the band that we played in together, and all he's played in with so many great musicians. And so there's a great compilation album out of his right now. But he was playing with the Mickey Hart Band. He was playing drums, and it was in Milwaukee. And I went to check him out, and Dave was the bass player in that band at the time. And they started the show with just the two of them they just grooved for like 3 minutes. And I was like, this is my favorite rhythm section I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
So I've gotten to play with Inks a lot over the years and record with him and everything. And I wrote a song called Bring on the Rain, and I remembered that exact moment. I was like, if these guys could play on it. So yeah, and then I sent Dave a demo of a couple of songs, and we connected in the studio, and it was just a great collaboration. Another person who's just a great spirit, super supportive and generous. Yeah, and so I've actually just been more in touch with him a little recently, because I'm producing a bunch of songs for Ernest Ranglin retrospective. Yeah, which has been a great project. We're actually going to play a song from that tonight, because a bunch of the Stingray folks are on it, along with myself and Angeline. So yeah, we'll do some of that, but
That's cool.
yeah.
That's
So
cool, yeah.
Dave's gonna contribute to that, as are many other people. We just got Eddie Roberts on a song. Greg is leading some songs beautifully. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg mentioned the Ernest Ranglin thing when he came in tonight. We saw him here,
Yeah,
Ernest Ranglin,
we
the
did.
Jamaican star, and Angeline was playing with him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she toured with him for a while. Yeah.
So really cool stuff. What a network you've built. Forget about this new
This
community.
goes back to the love, this network. No wonder. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I'd be
Well,
full of
it's-
love too.
Yeah, it's fun having it tie together. My friend Tony Mindell, he's
Are you leaving? You can go. Oh,
You're gonna leave me?
Go get your makeup on, but go pull somebody.
So good to see. I can't
Yeah.
wait to listen
Yeah,
tonight.
good to see
It'll
him.
be great.
All right, send somebody else in. He's getting. He's you know.
I had a question. Well, it was just
Good.
So so I think it's really cool when you find something that you love, like Widespread Panic, and then years down the line, here you are. You're collaborating.
Absolutely.
So what are you manifesting right now?
That's a good question. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have a clear answer for that.
That's okay. It doesn't work that way anyway.
But I think I think maybe what I have done is the same as what's been given to me by so many people like Dave or different musicians who have been so generous and supportive and collaborative. I try to show up the same way for the musicians I play with, and I think that feeling that vibe tonight and the different collaborations, all these people I've played in different formats on stage with, and even though there are always songs that we've never played together. And I'm looking at the list and I'm like, what haven't we played together? A bunch of these, right? Some of them I've played for the first time, and but it's just there's a sense of comfortability and trust, I think, amongst each other that I'm just kind of super lucky to be part of
Get
that.
in here.
Elliot.
Get in here, Elliot.
I don't think
Here, Elliot.
I mean, you're always interviewing, but
See, speaking of generosity, saving me from being on the hot seat.
Yeah,
Here's
so
Elliot.
we've been burning him.
and beautiful tonight, by the way.
Thank you. Well, I was told it was a dress-up
Great.
situation, so I wore my sparkly.
We tricked her.
So
Love
this is how
it.
we start it when somebody comes in. We make John say,
I love you.
yeah, and that's at the
I
top
say
of
that
this
easily.
broadcast. Oh yeah, pick it up, go for it. Elliot sat on this hot
is this thing?
couch and had her own special episode, like you are, and it was one of the most fun interviews ever.
That was
Super
a
fun.
really good interview.
Yeah.
I was in here, and when I was editing that interview, I was just like, it's a really good interview, right?
So the hot seat is not that hot. Well,
I have something to
All
say
right,
to
go
Elliot.
ahead.
Do you remember when we kept trying to get Elliot for the first time, and she'd always run out the door, and I was always like,
No.
"Oh," and she would just be like, oh my god, and she'd grab something and run out, and that went on for a long time.
She doesn't
Little cat and
remember.
Are
mouse
they
game.
coming after me? They're still in that production room. When are they going to leave?
Well, we've grown on it. Yeah. Tell us about your Jon Chi collaborations.
Yeah. So, boy, am I lucky to have, made friends and get to collaborate with this guy. He's amazing. We got to do our first duo set together last year at one of the Terrapin road shows.
Right.
And it was a super fun experience. We didn't really know each other that well.
Yeah.
We didn't
we go
really know
again.
what material we knew. And we just kind of sat around at John's house you know this one? You know this one?
I'm going to interrupt you.
Hello, Diane.
Because
You
doors
may.
are open and we need your guest list.
Oh, all right.
Oh, well,
Okay.
it's a big guest list, I
It-
bet.
it
Yeah,
is.
I'll bet.
It's
Yeah.
max capacity.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll hold this.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you guys.
This is what.
Diane.
Oh, Diane, you just wanted. You just.
Diane's always like,
Use that.
Diane, you just wanted to get on. Yeah.
Dan, stick your head in here.
Yeah, come on, Diane. Why don't you come in here for a
Sit
second?
down.
Okay.
No, I guess not.
Yes, please. Which reminds
Yes.
me, you can walk with. This is my
sure.
daughter, by the way, Callie.
Yeah.
This is
Hi guys, nice to meet you.
Give her the laugh.
She's home from college. We put her to work immediately.
Very, very
Yeah.
good.
But you can keep talking about John behind
Yeah.
his back.
Great. Only good things, eh?
So was it Terrapin? Was that what was the when was
Yeah,
the
we
first?
did a Terrapin Roadshow together. We were asked to
Yeah.
open the show, and like I was saying, that was our first time getting to kind of work more closely together, and yeah, it was super fun to get to learn some of his original music and vice versa. And it's just always so cool when you get an amazing musician, time to sit down with them and see what they bring to your songs. It's just it always opens your mind. It's a really fun experience. So we got to do that, and we had a real good time doing it.
Yeah, that was a special night because it was great getting to know you, and then we did a Graham Parsons tune, "Return of the Grievous Angel,"
Yes.
which was just so fun to connect on that one. But also, wasn't that you just came out of hiatus? That was your first show.
My first show back.
So getting to walk on stage with her where this community's there, just like, yes, she's back on stage, and see how happy she was. And it was just a really memorable night.
That's right.
It's amazing because, yeah, I've kind of even forgotten, you probably haven't, but I've kind of forgot about that little period. You're just back like nothing. I know that was not nothing.
Yeah, no,
But-
and stuff like that kind of help rebuild. Grandma's trying to go easy on me, and he's like, have you do a duo set, and
Was that like a side
warm up.
stage thing, or was
No,
it?
we were on the main stage,
but
which
just
was
to
really
open-
lovely.
yeah.
But yeah, we opened, and then I was feeling good enough, so I got to stick around and sing with the big band a little bit, and that was Peter Rowan and some of the other great players that they had that day.
And the next thing you know, you got yourself back on that headliner list at
Yeah.
Valley Music Festival.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
which
Yeah.
was exceptional and so fun.
Yeah, lots of
Yes.
fun. And we have in our vault, we have a nice little interview of you there too. So
Oh,
that's
cool.
going to come out next year. So, John, ever take the Pacific Syndicate outside of the Bay Area?
No, not too far. I mean, I'm the zone that I'm in right now. It's sort of good to be close to home. Like, I'm lucky to be able to be working on recording projects and be busy enough. Somehow I'm busy enough in the Bay Area with shows, which I just feel super fortunate about. And I have 2 kids. JJ, who's 11, who just got on stage and played drums on Sugary with us. And then my daughter Gemma, who is 14, who's going to sing tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I was going to bring up your son because when that happened, I know that was a big moment for you.
Yeah.
And for the community. It kind of reminded me of hearkening back to what Phil did, right?
Sure.
Bringing his kids. But I mean, that whole thing of passing down the music
Yeah.
is so important and so prevalent here.
And we've been doing this. Like I started to talk about this before. How we've been talking to everyone that kind of grew up in with the Terrapin, and what Phil meant to you. And I don't think that we've asked that question yet. Like how that changed you. I started to ask that question earlier, but this is more pertaining to Phil.
Yeah, I know. So we have we're putting together a piece that has so many of
incredible.
the artists interview that have talked about Terrapin and Phil. And I don't know that we got to get it from you, Elliot. No, did we?
Did
well,
we?
Here we go.
No, we did. Yeah,
We did.
no, I edited it. Yes,
You
it's
did.
amazing.
Okay, I don't want to
Yeah.
make you do that again.
Yeah.
You tell us that.
Well,
Yeah.
You don't have to do that again. because
Mine not be my answer might not be as deep as many others here, because I didn't ever play with Phil, and I've gotten to spend time with him in a couple different situations and talk about music and everything, but there wasn't like necessarily a mentoring relationship that a lot of other people
Right.
experienced. Of course, Trailblazer as a musician, like jam music as we know it, would not exist. And if you just think about the musical legacy, just as a fan of the Grateful Dead and a fan of music, what he contributed and created is just staggering. But then when you think of the legacy of all the people he's mentored and the community that he created, which I have been able to be a small part of,
big part.
it's unbelievable, that legacy. And even I think you've mentioned before, like, because he used to sing the high parts, right? Before.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
So you had mentioned that. I'm like, wow, to get the actual, from the horse's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Pretty
just
cool, huh?
unbelievable. And there was a show that
Come
we
on
did
in, Marvin.
with. Hey, Marvin.
Marvin, you can't be quiet. Just
Every
go.
time, Marvin.
He's never quiet, except right now. This is how we shut him up.
Marvin is excited about your guest list.
Yeah, that's right.
I know that.
Huh?
Right? And Marvin's excited about your guest list.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's hear it from Marvin. Well, and that just goes back to your 2 kids though. So all right, I'm going to swing it back to the idea of playing locally, not really needing to, or maybe wanting to take it outside. Tammy asked the question a lot of people about, where do you want this, your music to go, your career to go? Would you like to be a big star and travel, or are you content? And we get different answers. And I know Elliot would prefer to not tour as much as she has to. Am I right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say that I think the hardest part about this job is the travel, but getting your music out to people, that's certainly a big goal of mine. And so I do the travel because it works, you know, it's a way to really infiltrate a area and, you know, give people a taste of what the live sound would be. So yes, we
It's a balance.
It's a necessary evil, but we do it. And and it's, I mean, there's nothing better than getting to, you know, have new fans experience the work that you put in and your songs.
Going
I
back
mean, it
east
feels,
like you do.
yeah,
right?
it feels
In
amazing.
Midwest or whatever you got.
Totally, yeah, it's great.
That is really cool. So you pay a little price.
So you pay the dues.
I
Yeah.
think I think that the question like was more about. I think there are people that are focused on, you know, fame, like reaching the top. You know, like they, you know, that's sort of the goal versus experiencing it and, you know, and engaging with the crowd. And, you know, fame, it depends on what your priorities are, right? And I feel like in the jam band scene, in this scene in particular in the Bay Area, it always just goes back to, you know, people loving the music and loving what they're doing and loving that interaction and, you know, feeding off of each other, right? And that is very unique in terms of the people that we interview. And they're, you know, we've interviewed people that have said immediately, well, of course we want to be famous. I mean, what's wrong with you? You know, so yeah, anyway, I just wanted to clarify
And for
that.
you, okay. And John, do you want to be famous?
Yeah, I mean, I think every musician wants people to hear their music and have a lot of support because it's well, practically speaking, it's very difficult to make money doing it, right?
honest. Well,
So finding situations and shows where you can kind of do that, it's super important to any artist's viability, right? But I mean, for me, I always said, and I still feel this way, like if live shows didn't exist and you couldn't record anything and all you could do was get together and play with people, I would do it all the time and I would practice all the time so that I could bring more to the table and connect with people more. You know, that's, I think one of the things we're also drawn to music about is like you could shed for, you know, 8 hours a day and live to be 500 years old and you'd have universes yet to be explored.
And also just this community, you talk about the musician community, but the fans, I mean, they're totally part of it. I don't know who I was talking to the other day, and they said, you know, I just feel like, I think it might have been Garrett. He said, you know, I don't feel like I'm up here on the stage and the fans are down there. I just feel like that's like a role I play. And I think that you guys seem to emulate that.
Yeah, I think there's so much reciprocity that goes on in this community where, you know, you just feel that their love and their energy and thirst for this of what we're doing, and it just elevates everybody's experience. You know, we kind of feed off each other.
The
It's great.
authenticity, I think, I always feel that, like, that's the difference, I think, too, is, you know, sometimes you'll go out and you'll see people at a concert and, you know, they're kind of looking around and, you know, they're dancing and they're listening, but they're looking around. But with this scene, people are they're just immersed, right? They're just like right there. So yeah, we're lucky. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a show to play. It's your
right.
birthday.
Yeah.
How many fingers?
Sure.
Do I get to ask you that?
I'm playing with a full deck of cards now, I think. It's 52.
Oh my God.
There you
Babies,
go. About
babies,
time,
babies.
said your wife. No.
Yeah, she disgruded. I was like,
Yeah.
full deck of cards? Honey? She's like,
All right,
so sure about
both
that.
kids here tonight?
Well, my son, of course, is going to choose the birthday sleepover, which I cannot blame him for. But yeah, Gemma's excited. She's excited to sing with Elliot.
Oh my goodness.
She definitely has been inspired by seeing her perform. And back to the Wrangling the project, Elliot was kind enough to offer her talents. She sang lead and just such a beautiful rendition of Rivers of Babylon, which I can't wait for people to hear. It was just such a beautiful collaboration from the inception. But Gemma heard that a bunch because I'm working on it around the house, and she would come up to me a little while ago. I told you this, but she would, Daddy, I'm going to sing like Elliot. Here's my Elliot Peck impression. And she
She sounded great.
She really tried to sound like it.
Wow, she really can. She has some serious talent.
Well, that's
That must
awfully
be
nice
so
of you.
cool watching the kids like evolve.
Elliot, that must have made you feel real
Yeah, it
good.
was really special.
Yeah. And what you've done, I mean, both of you just love being part of this ourselves to the degree we're
Yeah, we appreciate
It's,
what you're
preserve
doing,
it.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And get it out there. You know, not only getting it out there so you can be more successful, but preserving these moments and these conversations.
Yeah.
and for you to talk to us before you're going on. I mean, it's, we're privileged
On
to
your
have that
birthday.
on your birthday.
Well, I think we would, without microphones, we could have a conversation like this, right, at a
Yeah.
show. So that's
true.
I love that you shine a light on that, all that positive exchange in our community. It's awesome.
Danny Eisenberg said the other day, he said, what I like about you guys, it's like that first cup of coffee in the morning. The first cup of coffee is when you really get all the stuff out, when you're just sitting having coffee chats. So
Yep.
that's what we're going to call this for now, the coffee chat.
Coffee chat.
Only
in the
coffee
coffee chat room.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I
I
can't
can't
wait.
wait to see
So
more.
excited. So excited.
Thanks for it.
Yeah.
Have a beautiful night, everybody. Thank you so much.